welcome to the Strategic Life Podcast, episode 100. Hey,
wow.
With your hosts, Coach Mario.
Dr. Mario.
Along with Frank.
Yes.
The Hundo.
Episode 100.
Triple figures.
Yes.
So, it's a celebration over here, y'all. And we're glad you're here with us. So, 100 episodes in.
Still not canceled.
We could be. Maybe.
Close,
We
but
should
not
have
yet. After about episode 3.
So,
99 was a heater. Like,
Oh, it was.
so,
Caliente.
So we want to first and foremost thank you so much for being here. We know you, if you just joined us in the last, 99 before this. Thank you for being here and catching up. And if you haven't, there's a lot of great content that you can still catch up on. And if you're a day oneer, I feel like we should send somebody something. You get a mug, you get a t-shirt. Somebody should get something, right? Maybe we'll hold a contest later. But again, we'd also like to thank you for being here with us. It's been quite the ride. And where are we at here, y'all? I mean, episode 100. Did you think we'd get here?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
And
You did it?
you?
I never thought about it, but I mean,
Before you thought about it.
coming. This is more consistent than your last relationship.
This has lasted longer. Ouch.
Hi-yo.
That's how we're doing it.
Pow, pow, pow. I'm here.
It's
The
been
gloves are off.
it's been over 2 years, right?
Since what?
Yeah, since we started this.
We've been weekly, except I think we've missed 1 week, which was actually recently. But other than that, it's been weekly. So for 100 episodes in, 52 weeks a year.
This has been longer than all my relationships except one so far.
So I'm not far off. I'm not being rude.
No, he's not.
I'm being factual and actual.
That's right. It's
You
not
know-
fake news.
That's it.
I don't know what that has to do with anything. Why the
it's-
job?
What?
'Cause we can.
We can't mention. We can't mention the jab on air. You already
No.
know how that goes.
Yeah.
Can't talk about the Fauci ouchie.
He is registered or
Can't
something.
talk about the old clot shot. You know what I'm saying? We can't.
No.
We're gonna get flagged for
We
COVID
can't talk about the
statements again,
wokey
the blue.
pokey. You know, we can't
Nope.
talk about any of that. But we're
Can't
not
do
here to
that.
talk about that. We're here to talk about good stuff. So episode 100. We were firm believers. I think we've mentioned it before. If you haven't yet, this has been a really consistent thing in my life, at least for me, and it is a pleasure as always.
Yes.
We've mentioned some of these things on our giving thanks or Thanksgiving episodes, but 100 episodes in, I think it's worth celebrating. There's been so many things that we've done. We've really tried to step it up in the last year.
Sorry.
Since we went on YouTube.
Well, definitely. Bringing video was, I think, a necessary dynamic.
Milestone.
Yeah.
So that's one thing we've been able to accomplish. Everything is now visual. There's now a YouTube video or
Spotify video.
Spotify video. Yes, you can watch us instead of just hearing us. We've tried to bring in more guests, and I know
Yes.
I think we talked about at the beginning. We'll be accountable too. We mentioned this year we're gonna have more guests, and then you just you tuned in and you heard us. But as of late, we've been bringing in more guests, and I think we've been bringing in more guests, and I think the variety of guests as well, right? So we, next week we have Pastor Kevin, we've had Pastor Paul, we've had some marketing with Stephanie Lou.
Yes.
We've had
Business with
spiritual-
Joe Broadwell.
Yes, we had business with Joe Broadwell. We've had the spiritual boss babe, Stephanie Bellinger
Mark Wanis.
herself. Mark Wanis. What did we talk about with Mark Wanis about?
Yeah, we did a state of affairs.
Oh, correct.
Yes.
He talked about current events.
And then we did
the
Canada
the United
versus
States of
the
Canada.
United States. Yeah,
Correct.
yeah.
So we've been trying to bring more value to you, to y'all in that sense as well. And we hope we're delivering. We know we're delivering. We bring in the value, right? We try our best. But
We've had a lot of listener
else?
requests.
Yeah.
Which has been impressive because that kind of lets us know how we can, respond and touch the pulse of what's actually happening in not in just our community, but in the world, because we have global listeners, and that's a great thing.
yeah.
I like it. And we've learned a lot as well as we're going around with our experts. They've taught us some things, and it's been really, really good. And above all, it's been fun. It's fun working with you two.
Yes, it's true. I agree.
Yes, I love it. Y'all keep me young. Just saying.
Y'all keep me young, dab.
Whoa, that's 2022.
That's old. That's
That is so.
Yeah, that's so last year. Stop.
Are the kids still planking? Is that still a thing?
Whatever.
No, it's been a wild journey. It's been fun. Did I think we would get to 100? Yeah, I really did. Did I think we would be as consistent? No, like we've really dropped. No, because we've done one episode every week up to 100.
Yeah.
Like honestly, that's 100 weeks. That's almost 2 years worth of
Content.
Yes, and did I think it was gonna get that consistent? No. Did we get to 100? Yeah, but I figured, well, something must have come up. But no, we've been legit on track with it.
We stayed on point when you left. When you were in Europe,
Asia. It was mostly Asia. I know
Parts
Europe.
unknown.
No,
when you were out in Eurasia.
Yeah,
and you phoned in.
so
Which originally we were just going to bypass you that time. We thought
Totally.
you were.
no.
We're gonna dump
I've never missed an episode. I
know.
won't.
I mean, did I call you?
It was by phone somehow.
No. Like the initial, like how are we? Like because we were just gonna do it. I'm like, well, Frank's out. You know what? Let's just.
No, you sent me a text of something for the chat, and I'm like, you guys are recording? I'm like,
That's
no.
right, yeah.
Phone me in. I don't
We
care how horrible it sounds. I'm not missing an episode.
Okay, so that's what it was. We were just gonna record it without you,
commitment.
and you were awake, and it was late. It was like I don't know what time.
It was 1 a.m. on that side when we were
Correct. And you were like, you're recording? Yeah, we're going to record now. I was like, okay. So I think.
Phone me in.
Did you assume that we were going to phone you in and that's why we were reaching out to you?
No, I was awake because we were doing business over there.
At 1 a.m.
Well, yeah, because we were on U.S.
At a
time.
underground discotheque in Turkey.
No, we were on U.S. time. No. We were at a client's office and and that. Yeah,
Is that what they call it now? Client's office?
No, it was. No, at that particular moment, yes. That weekend, no.
Truth.
But yeah. But that's the reality of it.
Okay.
And it was great, man. So yeah, we've been
So
consistent.
yeah, so you were able to phone in that time. I think everything else, we've done a few. I mean, we're honest here. There's been a couple times where we knew someone would be out. Obviously, I think business, and I think it was one time where you had business. I think you had to go to your favorite place, Orlando.
Oh, I think Club 11.
That place.
I don't know what that is.
No, I don't like Orlando.
So you love Orlando.
And we know we got listeners there, but
You love Orlando.
I love the listeners, but
You were in Orlando, and I think you were either, I don't know where you were, Tennessee, Chicago, or somewhere else. So there was one week that we had to do a couple episodes pre-recorded or whatnot.
correct.
Yes.
And I think one or two times we came in, I think, the day before we had to release, I think.
No, that's happened a couple times. We've
Literally
had to sit
hours
here.
like,
Like,
here's what's beautiful about it.
5 o'clock at night, and then it's like, when was this being uploaded? I'm like, tonight.
yeah,
Tomorrow's
Coach Mario.
episode.
Coach Mario has had throughout the last, let's call it 2 years, right? The 100
Yes.
episodes, many sleepless nights trying to like last minute this together for
Well, he
us.
doesn't sleep anyway, so.
Coach really,
Apparently.
but Coach really does a great job being executive producer. And,
Yes.
Yeah.
Technician.
Fantastic tech. Yeah.
Absolutely. Camera, visual. He does it all.
I'm not crying.
But that goes to say a lot about the support team and how
Yes.
we've all helped each other in roles, right? Like an example, Coach has never, not once complained about it. He's never, guys, I gotta upload this at night. No, we just love this, the passion, right? Hey guys, we gotta book ahead and I gotta move stuff around. Like this is priority for us as well. Dr. Mario has had to move appointments around and things, and we do it in his office. So
Dr. Mario's our VIP. So usually the schedule, let's bring this out now.
like, I'm good with it.
Here we
I'm
go.
down.
Okay,
The
you
more
ready for this?
transparency,
You
the
don't even
better.
know this.
Okay, here we go.
Dr. Mario, and he's finding out here first. He is nicknamed BM to me and Frank. BM stands for the best man. So sometimes we're planning stuff like, oh, what happened? Wow, the best man could only do 3 o'clock on Monday, so we had to all shift our
shift our
calendars
schedules
for
and
the
calendars.
BM,
Yeah.
or otherwise known as the talent.
There you go.
The talent is the one we use a lot, right?
The talent came in,
The
and
talent
then-
came in, and then he walked out.
And then left. So we set up. Well, it's not really a lot of setting up. It's usually sitting here, so it's not like we're breaking down every day. But Frank will go to the restroom. Where's your dad? He's like, oh, he left.
He left.
Oh, the talent came in, left.
Yeah, microphones wired, nothing unplugged,
You
chairs
guys,
moved up.
you guys
Yeah,
got
that's
everything else.
happened.
You got the keys to the office. You lock it up. Good
Yeah,
job.
yeah.
He's our best man. He's our BM.
We take rounds on coffee, right? Like something else that I don't know if you guys, I don't know if we mentioned it, but why it works, right? Like we take rounds on coffee.
So so literally taking turns bringing in
coffee or tea, whatever it is. Like, but most 99% of the time, it's
who
coffee.
drank tea here?
No, I've brought tea a couple
That one
times.
time?
No,
When you started
done
your
a
diet
couple.
again?
I've done a couple. No, man, the thing is just it's too much coffee sometimes.
The funny thing, you've been like really on your diet for like 2 years. I thought you were about to say, what do you mean when I started? I've been on it.
No, I wasn't on it in December.
Well, nobody.
None of us were.
I took a shock. I was still working out, but the diet went out the window. Yeah, you got to take care of yourself, man.
For sure.
So if things you've learned too, right? Dr. Mario talks about things we've learned. We've learned a lot with this because we've done most of these episodes are, unscripted. We don't even know what the topic is.
I was going to say, but there's no editing.
But there's things we've learned from each other, and there's things we've looked up and, I didn't know this. And it's made us better people. Like, I know.
Who told you were a good person?
I said better.
Man, I'm just jamming away.
His hallucination
I
is.
said better. Don't get stabbed on episode 100, man.
It's made me a more good of a person.
No, you guys more gooder, me better.
Okay,
Less
cool.
worse.
GMB,
Less worse.
Gooder and
Along
better.
with Frank, less worse.
Yeah,
but I've appreciated that too. I feel like I've evolved as a person because of this. So
I think what's also important is the support of the family that's around us.
Word.
That all of the time that we invest in just giving in our podcast, all this content preparation, the executive producer, all of those things are time consuming. But for us, it's not a consumption, it's an investment. But we couldn't do it without our wives, without our families, without the support of our friends, and without our clients who send us the questions. Hey, can you talk about this or that that's important for the audience? Because it keeps us, taking the pulse of what the world needs as far as the information that we share. So we're not making stuff up. And to your point, we're also not pre-programming. We're not, we're not scripting. We're live, and you can see the live. I remember the turkey suit.
Onesie.
Onesie. It was a onesie.
No, he didn't know about the turkey onesie.
You see, the talent comes in.
Coach did. Dr. Mario did it. I just showed up.
He didn't know about the
elf either.
The elf on the shelf.
No, he didn't know about the turkey onesie.
Here's a good lowdown on that one. So, Dr. Mario's not here. Or no, were you late that day? Or were you running? I don't know. Either way, whether you were late or I think we were just setting up early. We came in early.
Set up the green screen.
Right. So we were setting up the green screen so we could do Frank's Elf on the Shelf promo bit. And so there's nothing but massive green screen in this room. All the uplighting, which is on now, which just keeps us looking glowingly sweet and gives us
sometimes more glowing than I want. But
that's shininess, proper.
Oh, okay.
That's el aceite.
Whatever.
But so we have all this going on, and this guy walks in, not knowing this guy being the talent, the best man.
Oh, got it.
So the BM walks in. He walks
and all
in,
of a sudden,
and mind you, he's not even looking; he's on his phone.
He's on his phone,
which is a dangerous thing.
Just
because
finishing a call.
He could get in. No, you were he was going to get into a texident, and that's a real thing. He's walking, not looking, and so he just walks into the doorway, looks up, and just sees Frank sitting there. Not only with the Elf on the Shelf outfit, but it has the mittens, which is just
one of the green law books. Like that wasn't a Christmas book. Like I was one of the green
one
law
of my law
books,
books, folks.
Right? And then I had the what we wrote out, and we wrote it out that same day at that moment. I had a pre-written script
for the promo.
Yeah. Okay. We had that story, but some stuff, and then Coach and I just tweaked it, and then that was written here.
Yeah, we wrote it on the
30
spot,
seconds before.
You had an outline, and then
I had a little bit of an outline, but I had the first couple lines. It wasn't that complete.
It wasn't the entire
so Coach and I wrote that.
It wasn't what I heard.
No.
What I saw.
No. That final product, yeah. Now we do that for two reasons. One, because we're lazy and we don't want to. We don't.
Wait. What are we talking about?
Why we do that kind of like last minute and let it come out?
Oh no, but we want. Okay, so here's the thing
two,
too.
Because and Coach is really good at describing this. This is a conversational podcast, and if you have something pre-scripted to that extent, it doesn't feel that way. It doesn't come off that way.
I don't like.
It doesn't come inclusive.
I don't like canned shows. I don't like canned training. I don't like anything that's canned, prepared in that way. Do we prepare technologically and all those things? Do we schedule ahead of time?
Only thing,
absolutely,
even here with these notepads, the only thing we have is an outline. which means what are we going to talk about today? So if we're talking, let's say, financials. It's saying
There's my outline.
Yeah, I don't
Nada.
have anything either. Yeah.
yeah.
No, we do this
I
more for
it
notes,
says
right? Like
episode
you'll say
100.
something and I'll write it down, and then that way I won't forget.
Right, but even if we talk
But
about
yeah,
a
we
topic,
don't-
it's just like even if it's, let's say, state of affairs, right, which is our quarterly, what's going on in current events type of deal.
correct.
It'll say finances, real estate, family. It's just really talking points, like what to bring up. There's no statistics or stuff that we bring up there.
We're not reading the
Sometimes we'll
script.
pick up our phones and we'll Google that on the spot. Like, well, how many kids?
Yeah.
Just let me just come up with something. Hey, during COVID, how many people stayed permanently homeschooling? I wonder. We'll look it up. That's why we see us on the phones, or we're just checking our text messages or our eBay auctions or whatever. But so that's something we do. We want the most honest response from everybody, from ourselves and even from our guests. So even if there's a guest on, there has been no preparation. I think a couple times someone's asked us like, is there questions that you want to ask? I'm like, yes, but no. Like, we're not sending you, and it's not, unless if you really want to, we could.
Right.
But
Just like our guests
I was
next
gonna
week.
say everyone's been on point. Like, there's no one that we would think maybe we should give them. They're not the most well versed person, even though they're very knowledgeable. There's been no one that we've had to worry, nor has no one asked for a question or an interview sheet. So yeah. So
No,
anyone
never.
you've ever seen never got interviewed questions.
Never.
If
We've
there was
never done
anything,
that. We've always let the guest pick.
Yeah, right.
So
Right, their theme, their topic.
we've
yes.
always let the guest pick. I just go in order now that I reminiscing.
I reminisce.
Yeah, when we have a guest, we always tell them, what do you want to talk about? And most of the time they'll ask us pretty much the same question. Well, what do you guys want to talk about? No. We're bringing you on.
I love that. And what's your target audience?
Well, what's your target audience? We have everything.
We get that a lot.
We are three schmucks, just with some expertise. Well, two schmucks and
the
Dr.
talent.
And the talent.
Shouldn't have never told me.
Right. So we and that's just the beauty of it. We don't have a target audience. Like, we try to be as provide as much variety as our listeners.
Yeah, and
have,
I think, Frank, that goes to also transparency, right? We want our guests to be as transparent as we are. And so that's why we don't pre-frame the questions or the themes with them, because we want to know on the spot, hey, if I ask you this, our audience wants to know.
Yeah.
And I think that there's a lot of value to that. And you can see the transparency in all of our previous guests and episodes and our future episodes. Next week, we're having Kevin Fisher on. Tremendous, powerful story. You got to get, you got to plug in.
I mean, I think, excuse me. I think what's important about that is, again, from different aspects, right? So Pastor Kevin's next week. We've had Pastor Paul in here. We've had other people in here with just different beliefs, and that's what's important, right? Because no matter what anyone believes in, I believe that everyone can produce something of value, and I think there's something to learn from everyone. Doesn't mean you have to think what they think. Doesn't mean you have to believe what they believe. But if there's something of value, again, this is the Strategic Life Podcast. There is a way there is multiple ways to do things. And I think even whether we're talking regular personality, if we're talking business, ultimately, there's more than one way to do to do business. There's more than one way to handle a business. And I think we've mentioned this before, probably way back when, but ultimately, if there's only one way to do one thing in your business, then you need to figure out how to do it another way. Otherwise you can lose your business.
That's so true.
You need other ways to do it, right? I think of the example, I don't even know, this is probably accurate, but I believe I mentioned at one point, if all you do is drop ship something and you use, FedEx or UPS or something like that, because they give you rates, that are this much better than all the others, what's going to happen if FedEx closes tomorrow? Correct. Have another way, because, oh my goodness, the margins are not worth it doing it this way or that way. You need to have more than one way to get things done.
Yeah, I think that's important. And when we talk to our guests or, any one of our experts, subject matter experts, they're bringing their view. Doesn't necessarily mean that we as the Strategic Podcast affirm that view, but we get into these intellectual conversations to see what their factual reasoning behind their choices. And if we could provide some strategies and or some growth that would help them or our listeners, then we do so. And we have also have the ability to disagree, because we don't necessarily need to agree
Correct.
with everyone, we respect the person. That doesn't necessarily mean I have to affirm their views or their values, but that doesn't mean also that we're not going to invite them here, because this is a forum where we want to get individuals to provide information, anything that could help individuals grow, and that's obviously a strategy, then we're obviously going to go for it. And I think that that's what we've done in the past. That's what we're going to continue to do. I have my own personal beliefs. Frank has his. Mario has his. Sometimes we three don't agree on the same thing.
Correct.
That's okay. After we have the conversation, we hug each other. We love each other. Why? Because that's what this world should be all about. No matter what differences you have. Right. If people continue to focus on their differences, whether it's in the United States of America or any other place in the world, we're never going to get agreement. Let's focus on those things that we can agree upon. Can we agree upon peace? Yes. Can we agree upon love? Absolutely. Can we agree upon unity? No doubt about it. And so can we agree upon connection and relationships? That's the challenge. See, those relationships, for many are difficult to navigate. And so here we give some strategies so that you can listen more effectively, ask better questions. It's the coach approach. That's why this strategic lifestyle works for us.
Yeah, and we hope it works for you. And that's one of the things that, at least for me, it's been a very proud moment when, it's been a way I can connect with more people. It's been a way that more people can connect with me. It's been a way that, allows us to add levels to our own personalities. I remember when we first started, couple day one listeners, you see the evolution and a lot of what we do. Well, I think most of what we do, I'm going to say a good 75% is influenced by you guys. So when we first started, if you listen to the first couple episodes, it was very professional and absolutely, and we did this and that, and the music was different. Corner.
There was 1,000
absolutes, right? Because absolutely, Dr. Mario. And I remember, for me, I'll tell you the truth. I didn't want that. And
my cringe was on 1,000.
Yeah, man. And we would hear those episodes and we're like, dude, we got to have personality. And then again, one of our day one listeners, Georgie, right? And I remember having a conversation with him and he told me, he's like, dude, when you guys are bad is when you're good. Like when you guys are yourselves, when you guys show that you're just like us, like that's what it needs to be. And man, that's made all the difference, at least for me, and having that. And then you see how people gravitate to that, right? Another one, right? Another listener, Rosanna and Lily. Like I remember when they won listeners and they would tell me, hey, Frank, like it's great because we can associate now, right? We get it. There's that connection. Like it feels like we're in the room. It feels like you're not preaching or talking to us in a bad way, right? That cringe.
No condescending.
These guys are just telling me how to live my life.
Right.
And things like that, man. It just goes such a long way to see those things, and that influences us a lot.
Absolutely,
a lot. When you guys send those kind of message, goal setting. Mm-hmm. We did a goal setting episode. You should go back and check it out. Right, plug. We did the goal setting episode, and getting text messages from people, getting emails or hey, these are my goals. We never asked for people's goals, but they wanted
they sent them.
Yeah, but now
they wanted feedback.
But now we're involved. We're close. We're meshed in that, right? We're influencing
building community.
And it's great because those goals then influence us. Oh man, this works. Hey, I never thought it would happen. I thought this was just some way for people to turn on the car. Hey, these average guys, they're smart. We can, if they're doing it, so can I. It was just an inspirational type of thing.
What I love about it, Frank, though, and Mario, is it's a lot of fun.
And shout out to Alex, also a day one listener who sent us that song.
It's a lot of fun doing these broadcasts, and it will continue to be that way because we enjoy doing what we do for you.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I think it's important, and just to kind of tie up the last few minutes, specifically with what we listen to. I mean, you have a lot of options on what you do listen to, and it's most interesting, especially I think how social media really not controls. is one of the more. I mean, what's the statistic that most people are taking in their news through social media outlets more than ever? No, people aren't going to news sources like you used to. I mean, back 15 years ago, 10 years ago, you want to know what was going on with the hurricane. You'd be like, all right, WSVN.com. And, you'd go to your local news network to find out what's happening. And I think that's what's important, especially as we talk about differences in how we communicate to each other and differences in values and beliefs of what we believe in as the three hosts of this podcast. Not only should there be some variety in what you listen to and what you expose yourself to, because that is the definition of conversation, where you can converse with other people.
Yeah.
Why? I can understand why. But why would you only listen to like-minded people or those around you? Because it's almost like, it's like hiring someone to just go, hey, anything I say, just go, yeah, and agree with me. Be my personal hype man. They're not going, other people are going to tell you, hey, there's other ways to do things. There's differences that don't make sense. When you listen to anything and everything, and you can take away what's valuable and what's important and leave what's not. But if you're only around those same or limited like minds, right, then you're not exposing yourself to other beliefs, other perspectives, other, a different perspective on how and why you should think in that way. It's almost like, as I mentioned, social media. It's almost like liking certain things on Instagram or something, and then, that's all you're going to get. All that's going to be recommended to you is the same way you think. No, I want to hear about how other people think too. And I think I might have mentioned that, whenever something major and massive happens, will go to CNN, I'll go to Fox, I'll go to, the BBC News. I want to see how everyone's painting this picture, because it's awesome.
We call it spinning.
Because people are awesome. And it's just like, oh, that's how it's being done. And it's just so interesting, whether it's been major news stories or just perceptions on, we mentioned like COVID in the last few years. But there's more than one way things are, spun, if you will. And as far as it strategically, as being top of the line strategists that we are, we want to be able to expose ourselves to those things in a way that we can not only take in what we want for our own personal beliefs and to know what we do know, but also to know and understand why other people might feel the way they do and why they might behave that way as well.
Yeah, when it comes to taking a look at all of those media outlets, it's our duty, I believe, our responsibility.
He said duty.
Call of Duty.
Yeah, baby.
It's your Call of Duty.
Fun
I got serious now. It's our duty, I believe, to not just listen to what is being said, but what is not being said.
Yeah.
Always more important, actually.
Always more important in every conversation. So again, thank you so much.
Yeah, and to that, that is one of the reasons we've done it. But I can also tell you that this podcast has let us grow, right? So at least for me personally, I'm reading more because of this podcast. Like it's influenced me it's pushed me to, hey, I have to be more knowledgeable. Like I feel that sense of duty and responsibility where I want to be more educated on things. It's not just, I'm going to walk in here, wing it and talk about my life experience or let these guys make fun of my, my life. But, at least for me, I want to be able to provide more. And that's something. That sense of responsibility is cool. It's like you're taking care of something, right? It's like a child or a puppy you're watching grow, and you have to invest in it, and that comes with that, and I love that. It's wonderful having that conversation piece now, right? Like having people hit, at least for me, I've had a couple people hit me up on Instagram. Hey, why did you guys talk about this? Hey, why did you guys say this? Right? Like Ralph. He hits me on every episode. He sends me a cute little, like he knows he's listening, right? The last one on the trending. Yeah, we're all listening, Frank. Hey, right? So it's cool to see that, and it makes it a conversational piece where, hey, I have a responsibility now, at least how I feel it, to grow as a human in order to provide more, to learn more, to be more open-minded. And I think all our listeners are like that, right? Where hey, I'm listening to these guys because I also want to grow with them. I like that.
So on this 100th episode, I'm going to ask you to like and share.
Yeah.
Like and share.
We went shameless plug there. We're growing. We love you. Like and share.
Like and share. Like and share.
And not just...
I'm supposed to be the capitalist here.
Not just on whatever you're listening to. We need you to hit up all the other ones. So if you're on Spotify, jump over to the YouTube, like and subscribe on that joint. Honestly, I love what the YouTube, right? The YouTubes. I mean, it's really cool to watch. Obviously, we've mentioned, and you already know that you can watch us on Spotify. But yeah, if you think there's anything of value, yeah, absolutely. And we encourage you to like, share, subscribe, comment, do all that jazz. But ultimately, we want more from you. If there's any suggestions you have, if you think you can bring something of value here, and you're located in Miami, I mean, we could do virtual, but you want to be a guest, you got some value, that's what we're here for.
Well, with that being said, a little surprise. We have a brand new website.
Hey.
For our 100th episode.
Wow.
So if you're listening to this now, we'll put the link.
Wait, so the one I handmade a year ago, like in 2 days?
So we could talk. So
okay, so let's put our website
Our
guy.
growing edges.
Our website guy, otherwise known as Mark Wanas, with...
No, Scrollco and InCloud. Make sure that you guys use him
So
for
if you
anything
need,
web and software development.
Web, software, SEO.
At the bottom of our website, all the way at the bottom, it's going to have his link. So you can click there. It'll take you to his website. And then anything you guys need.
Mark be doing good
thank
stuff.
you, Mark.
But yeah, so he calls me, and because I have,
Mark wanted to do something nice for our 100th episode. So we now have a brand new website on this one where you can watch the video. You can communicate with us and then tell us whether you want to be a guest or whether you have a topic for us.
Hey, cool.
And then it also has every single episode in there, and it also has every link to every episode on every platform in there. So it's really cool, man. So
Mark does the episode.
Use that now.
And I initially we were, I think you've heard the story on how to make a podcast. We all ran out and I bought the equipment. We all came up with the idea. We brainstormed together the logo. We kicked it over to someone on Fiverr. They sent us this back, and we did what we did. So I built the website on Wix. Took me like a whole day.
You did a good job.
It looked clean. It still looks clean.
It was nice.
But so Mark, we needed to transfer over the domain, so Mark could upload the new one, and so
I told Mark about the 100th episode, and he's like, I was a guest on your podcast, right? And I'm like, yeah. And he goes, no offense, he goes, you guys have a trash website, man. Like you guys, one of your friends is a software developer. That looks bad on me that I haven't done something for you. So I'm like, Mark, I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah, we just never have the.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah, I never heard any complaints. No one in this room ever told me your website looks like caca. Okay.
No. It was nice.
No, we're good. So Mark,
until they whipped out the new model. And then when you see all the bells and whistles on this one, I was
Volkswagen, Rolls Royce.
So,
yeah, come on. Like Mark gave us a Rolls Royce, and I'm like, sorry, coach.
But the Volkswagen got us here.
So what you're saying is that
yeah. No, and
you got us here,
and
man.
We upgraded to Ferrari from a Twingo. Is that it? We went from Rolex to Casio, or
whoa. You make great
or the
spaghetti.
Opposite.
You make great spaghetti, coach. But
I don't know what that means.
I don't.
Okay,
either.
whatever. We got this train running in less than a week.
Yes.
We bought equipment, did everything, built a website, built the domain, we did it all. So
yeah, this was less than 7 days.
I call Mark to, hey, how can I just transfer the domain over so you can do what you need to do without hiccup? And he's like, okay, here's how you do it. Cool. He's like, let me just tell you something real quick. He's like, that website that you made so bad. He's like,
so bad.
He's like, it looks like like Microsoft, like Word art, like you just like plastered some
clip art from the little, paper clip guy would come out.
I was like, all right,
but that's his passion, man. I mean, if you show up to my office with some rinkety,
I mean, half the people do show up. That's usually what you deal with, anyways.
Exactly.
So
man. Well,
I don't think that's very off for you.
No, we deal with the other.
But it got us here.
Long story short, the new website, to keep you young still, the kids are saying poppin' nowadays. The new website is poppin'.
Are we back on poppin'?
No cap.
Oh, no cap. No,
just kidding. These are all outdated things. I don't know what the kids are saying. It's bad, when I have to, again, not me, not because I'm the most youthful one here, but ultimately all the slang now I have to Google it.
Well, so technically I'm the youngest here.
What is no cap? Yeah, there's some phrases out there I don't know. We can do.
That's why I got to hang out with my young adults in church, because they keep me.
Your youth group? Youth group peeps?
They know their deal.
There you go.
Their lingo.
No cap.
I got nothing. And I listen to a ton of hip hop, but I got nothing. Like
nada.
The slang nowadays is just
exactly. So check out the new website.
There you go.
Check out next week's episode. We got Pastor Kevin on. He's going to be talking about what? How to maintain your purpose, which is important, right? Because you can be really fueled up and ready to do something, and it's about maintaining and like we've mentioned also today, being consistent. Being consistent is key, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That goes a long way, man. Consistency is really peak performers, and what makes you win is that your daily input and effort towards something. Hey, the cliches. Hey, I want to lose weight. You gotta diet and work out daily. Hey, I wanna provide more and have money. You need to work on something every day. Hey, I want to be a better person. You have to work on yourself every day. That's all it is. And one day it turns into a week, which turns into a month, which turns into a year. Before you know it, you're so far ahead that it just multiplies.
And all of a sudden, you wake up one day and you're 100 episodes.
And you're 100 episodes. That's exactly how it
Podcast.
goes.
Yeah, absolutely. So ultimately, before you can do it well, you got to do it daily. Thank you guys so much. Episode 100. Celebrate with us. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. We'll see you guys next time.
It's all you.